Hello and welcome to my channel, Making It Fabulous by Colleen. On this channel, you will find inspiring, yes, you can do it, tips from makeup and skincare, as well as related content for anyone who wants to look and feel their best. A special welcome to my new visitors here. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that you enjoy this video and will consider subscribing to my channel before you leave today. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate you so much. Please to make sure that your notifications are turned on and don't forget to leave a comment today. In today's video, I'm going to feature some of my tips to help make your makeup last. Whether you want to ensure that your makeup lasts from the morning to a night out on the town, or if you have a special event coming up, that again, you just want that makeup to last all day. I hope that you find these tips helpful and you're going to try some of them the next time you want to make sure that it lasts all day long. If there's any tips that maybe you have that I missed in today's video, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about skin prep, which I think is maybe the most important thing to making sure it lasts all day. Making sure that your face is free from any residue so that there are no clogged pores. I love this La Roche-Posay Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. And I just love the silky feel of it. It does contain niacinamide and some ceramides. So really what that does is to help cleanse the skin and making sure that it also provides a little extra moisture to your skin. I want to share another cleanser that I love. This one I use at night with my nighttime skincare routine. And this is by e.l.f. and this too has some great properties in it. Hyaluronic acid and ceramides. Product that I use underneath my foundation is from Naturum, and it is a multi-peptide moisturizer. I have found that this particular moisturizer works great under pretty much every foundation that I have, and there are some moisturizers that don't work well, whether they are, too thick or too thin. So just be careful about what moisturizer you use, and don't be afraid to give this a try before that big night out. Try some of these things prior so that it's not the day of and you're experimenting. So again, I love that moisturizer. It does wonders for my skin. You can see that I need to reorder it. But you can use your favorite serum or any kind of moisturizer that gives that face a really hydrated feel. I am going to use a primer with SPF today. So if you aren't going to use a primer with SPF, make sure you put that on now. And give all of those products a chance to really soak in. I am going to be also using the CeraVe eye cream. This works wonders for me. I like to put it in my 11s right in here, because sometimes I find that that's where that makeup settles. So just putting a little bit on my eyes or around my eyes, that'll really help. So again, giving all of this a chance to set in. Okay, I am also going to, before we start the primers, I am going to put on just a little bit of moisturization on my lips. Today I'm going to be using Laneige. I love this particular lip balm, but any lip balm will do, just to give that a little extra so you don't have any dryness on your lips when you're applying. So I am going to go first in with the e.l.f. Whoa Glow primer, and I'm going to show you how much I'm going to use, about this much. And you can see that this is also going to give me just a little bit of coverage. You want to make sure that you put enough of this primer on, because this is going to be my SPF for the day. just using just a little bit is just not enough. So I want to make sure that this soaks into the skin nicely. I will leave this on for a while, so you can see that it provides a nice little glow, and I love the feel of that. Pulls them down my neck as well. So then I am going to go in with my eyeshadow primer. So today I'm going to use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I also love Milani eyeshadow primer. Both of them do a great job. I know that with this primer from Urban Decay, it has never failed me. So I'm going to use something that I know Milani really hasn't either, but I want to make sure that I'm using something that I know and trust. So today I'm bringing out my favorites. I'll just make sure that there's no lines around there. I'm just kind of pressing it, stamping it in with my ring fingers. You'll see I use my ring fingers a lot when I am applying anything. And really that is so that I'm not applying too much pressure on my skin. So this just ensures that it's just a light coverage. I'm going to put a little bit of powder, and today when I'm setting my face, I'm going to be using the Kosas Comfy Cloud Set. And as soon as I'm sure that that's pretty dry on my eyelids, I am going to go in with this powder. If I can open it up. Now my hands are a little bit slippery. So there's that. Okay, got it. So this is a beautiful powder, and I love this powder. Just gonna again make sure that there's no lines, and I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit on, because then I'm also going to put a light eyeshadow all over my lid as well. And this will provide a nice base for my eyeshadow so that it will adhere very nicely. Today I'm going to use the NYX Ultimate palette, and this is in Ultimate Queen. And it really is a beautiful palette. It's one of those no fail. I've used it before and I really enjoy it. So again, I'm gonna just put this shade, it's pretty light, and I'm gonna put it all over my lid so that, again, I'm giving it a great base to start on. So I am going to do my nails. I'm going to do my eyes off camera, but this, again, just using these steps to make sure that it's gonna last. Okay, so I did my eyeshadow and my brow application off camera. Keep in mind that my brows are pretty thick and pretty healthy, so I just used a brow gel. I used the Thrive brow gel, but you can, in order to make this makeup last all day, use a pencil and then followed up with a brow gel. That I find will work really well. So as I said, I did do my eyeshadow, and then I went along the very edge of my eyelash line, and I went in with Sephora, and this is a retractable waterproof eyeliner, and this is in Plum. So you can see I have a few different shades on my lid, but I went in with the Plum on my liner, and I'm gonna go back into this palette, and I'm going to, this is a small, the spoolie's on one end and a very small brush on the other end, and it has a little bit of a taper to it. I'm gonna go in with this darkest purple shade and pack it on there, and I'm going to just stamp this in right on top of the eyeliner. That will help set that liner and make it last even longer. And then just flick up whatever's left on the brush. Just flick it up a little bit. And that helps to sort of define it. I also put in a little bit of a liner on the bottom, and it is from Essence, and this is just a kind of a creamy colored liner, and that just helps to open up the eyes. So that liner works really well for me. You want to find a liner that, again, is waterproof and pretty smudge proof. So for my lashes, I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal voluminous base. And I'm just going to put a really light coat of this on, and then go in with my mascara on the top. Only one dip into the tube and just using that on both. Then I'm gonna go in with my tried and true mascara from Tower 28. I love this mascara. It provides great lengthening. And again, this is my, nothing's gonna monkey with this. There's no clumping, there's no smudging, there's no fallout from the mascara. So this one I really like. For right now, I'm just going to do my top lashes, and I will do 2 coats on both eyes. You don't want to overdo it with the mascara for a long day, because you certainly don't want it to clump up or to have any flakiness. So just do 2 healthy coats. Okay, so you can see that's it. So now I'm going to move on, let that dry down a little bit. I'm going to go on to my lower under eyes. And what I'm going to do is use the Kosas. Remember, I'm using that for my face powder as well, the Kosas. So what I'm going to do is just apply a little bit to the back of my hand, not a ton, maybe let's figure 2 little dips in so you can see how much that is. And maybe I better do 3. Just doesn't seem like a lot. Okay, so you can see how much is on the back of my hand. And then gonna go in with e.l.f. Putty Primer, and I'm just gonna take a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean a little tiny bit of this primer, and I'm gonna mix it in with that concealer. This will just, again, further give it a nice little moisture, as well as that putty primer will make sure that nothing is going to be too sticky or lay down funny. This is a really nice idea to do. And again, it's a very light layer. I'm gonna go under my eyes as much as I can using whatever's on the back of my hand. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my sponge, just make sure that everything is pressed into the skin nicely. I want to make sure that that really sinks in nicely. See how nice that did my, cleared up my under eyes? I want to make sure that that really dries nicely. I'm going to use my little fan, again, making sure that it just soaks right in. And this will help mesh it into my skin a little further. You guys have a little fan like this? I love it. Okay. Today I am going, there's 3 speeds on this fan. It's nice. Today I'm going out for dinner with my husband and my mom. We're celebrating a friend's birthday, and I'm gonna be outside for part of the day. We're eating outside, and today in Southwest Florida, it is the hottest day of the year. So we'll see how well this makeup lasts today. I'll come back later tonight and kind of give you an idea of how it. Okay, here is the foundation on the back of my hand, and I am just going to apply it very easily. I'm going to use my fingers to apply for the most part. That I find works really well with this foundation. Every foundation's a little bit different, but I think that this will provide the most coverage on my face. It's not too much. Again, you don't want to overdo it. That's when things start to get a little cakey. So again, just using my fingers to put it down my neck. And again, this is the area where you really want to put as much as you can. A little bit goes a long way. So making sure that you blend this in is going to be key. Because we use that e.l.f. Whoa Glow, you can see that there's still a nice glow through my skin. Still have a little bit left on there, but I think that this is enough. Just gonna push that in really nicely into my skin. Okay, that covered pretty good. Now, I think that I would like a little more concealer under my eyes, but before I do that, I am going to go in with a little bit of setting spray. My all-time favorite setting spray is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter Spray. This is my favorite, and I'm going to put a little bit on. Usually you wait till the end, right? But we are going to put that on now and get back my fan. And while that's drying, I'm going to push it back in, put that setting spray to the test, make sure that it is all soaked in. It does dry pretty quickly. But again, this is helping to make sure that all of that makeup, nothing is going to be cakey, nothing is going to budge. Like I said, I am gonna put just a tiny bit more concealer under my eyes, and that's why I put a really thin layer on first, and then we'll follow it up with just a touch. And by a touch, I mean a touch. So you can see, I'm not using too much here. Get it right down into those little dark circles and work it up. Always want to make sure you're going up with the product. Okay, back with the sponge. Okay, let's give it a look and assess how we're doing. There is no cakiness, there's nothing like that. I'm loving that, and I'm loving the Whoa Glow in there as well. So next up, what I'm gonna do is go back in with that Kosas settings powder that I used on my eyelids. And I am going to take a pretty good size brush and put that all around my face, making sure I get that T-zone. You can see I still have a nice glow from that primer, but this mattifies it just a little bit. Okay, see how nice that looks? I am going to, I have this little concealer brush and I'm just gonna put a little bit on there and just make sure that the under eyes are set. Any place where you want a little extra blurring, making sure that we get everything nice. Okay, I'm loving the way that looks. Do you have a special night out or anything coming up? A wedding maybe, a formal event, or really just you want to make sure your makeup lasts all day. You've got to go someplace, maybe to work in the morning, and then you have to go to an event afterwards, and you just don't want to mess with it. This is a really great application for that. And you can see my face is done. I'm gonna go off camera and do my under eyes, and I will be right back. Okay, so my eyes are all done, top and bottom. I just put a little bit of the same eyeliner, the powder underneath that I used on the top. I'm gonna go in with my favorite bronzer. This is from L'Oreal, the Infallible, and I'm just gonna put some bronzer on, tapping it right in, making sure that there's no harsh lines. I am gonna put a little bit of bronzer on my nose. I'm gonna tap into that, kind of pinch it together. A little bit there. I'm gonna put a little on around my lip. And again, that's it. Be nice and easy. I'm going to put my blush on, and today I'm going to do both cream as well as powder. That will help, again, it stay a little bit longer. I'm using Patrick Ta, and this is the cream, and that is the powder. So you can see, I'm just gonna put a little bit on each side, going up, and then just buffing that nice and easy, using the same brush that I used for my bronzer. That will help it sort of mesh together. You can see that this blush is pretty pigmented, and that's what I want for today. Just bringing it over my nose, put a little bit more on the apples of my cheeks, and work it up. Now when I put this powder on, I don't need to put too much, but enough to sort of layer on top of it. You can see it's a nice little glow. Just gonna just tap right into it and then go right over it. Easy does it. And go back and take my sponge and just take off any excess. Make sure again that that meshes in, going all the way around where my bronzer was. And across my nose. I think that's looking pretty good so far. Okay, and last but certainly not least, I'm going to put a little bit of highlighter on. And today I am going to use the L'Oreal Luminous highlighter. If I can find it, here it is. So you can see this is called Lumi Lotion. So I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. So a little bit of this goes a long way. And I am going to first just tap off any of the excess and just put that on the high points of my cheek. And I'm gonna do that with my finger. I'm not gonna use the sponge to apply. And again, just working it all the way up. Just the tiniest little bit. We had the e.l.f. Whoa Glow on for the primer, and I think that really does still shine through. So I don't want to put too much on there, but I definitely want to make sure I have a little bit of a glow. Okay, that quickly melted right into my skin, and again, giving it a nice glow. Okay, so you can see I really didn't use very much on that at all, just enough to give it a little glow. Okay, so now that I have all of that on, I think that I am going to call it a day on my face makeup, and I'm just going to, again, give it one more spray and work that all in. Okay, next up, I am going to move on to my lips, and I'm gonna wipe off any of the foundation that might be on there, as well as that whatever Laneige was left on my lips. So I'm gonna line my lips first, and then I am going to use, okay, I'm gonna line my lips, and this is by NYX, and this lip liner is called Alluring, I think. So you can see, I'm just going to make sure you don't have anything extra. I'm gonna go in with this pencil and line it. Okay, and I like to just work that in so there's no harsh lines. I still have a little bit of that moisturizer or that Laneige on there, so it's still a little nicely moisturized. I'm gonna fill it in a little bit with that pencil. Let that soak in, won't take long. And I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna shake this up. If you've not tried these, I'm definitely gonna have this in my favorites video for the month. This is the Maybelline Superstay Ink Vinyl. And if you haven't tried this, you are missing out. So I'm just gonna put that on. I love this, and it really has it doesn't dry down super matte. It still has a little bit of moisture on it, so it feels really good. So I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna put one more coat of this on, and I think we're good to go. I probably will assess one more time and see if there's anything we need to add, but this is almost the final look, so I'll be right back after I let this set in, this lip, and put another application on top of it. Another thing that I like to use when it is a special night out, I don't do this every day, but these Lumify eye drops. So you can see I put it in this eye and I haven't put it in this eye. Can you see the difference on how white the whites of my eyes are in this one versus this one? It just really does a great job at brightening the eyes, in addition to that white creamy eyeliner underneath. This definitely does even a little bit more to open and brighten the eyes. So I will now put it in this side, just like a drop and a half. And you can see it does a lot. So loving these. Again, this not for an everyday use, but it's definitely for when you have a special occasion. So give them a try. Okay, so this is almost the final look. I did put a little bit more bronzer on, and I did put a little bronzer underneath. This is just to give me a little shadow down here, and I think that is it. What do you guys think? I think it's looking pretty good. I will come back on later tonight. I am recording this pretty early in the day, so I will come back on when I get home tonight and let you know how well things sat. I have done this look and this process a couple of times, and it's worked out well for me. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any tips for me or for any of our viewers on things that you do to ensure that your makeup lasts. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, to subscribe to my channel, and really, it would really do me a lot of good on this YouTube algorithm if you leave a message. Leave a comment and let me know what you're gonna try. So thank you, and I hope that you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Hello, so here we are about 12 hours later. You can see there's a little bit of fallout from my mascara, but not too bad. My face makeup lasted pretty good. A little bit of loss of foundation, a little bit of the face product, but no settling into my fine lines. It's looking pretty good. So I hope that you guys all had a great day, and can't wait to hear what tips and tricks you're gonna take for your next long day of makeup wear.